Hello and welcome to my video. I found that if you put a disclaimer at the beginning of your video, you can be excused for saying some pretty serious shit against the game. So, for this fun and entertaining video, this is going to be for fun and entertainment purposes only, and anything I say is supposed to be hilariously funny. Also, my British accent excuses me from being an American twat, so let's get going. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I am Mountie Carl, and while I could do this entire video in a horribly bad British accent, I'll not do that, because I'm not from Britain, and I love 21 Kiloton way too much, but you guys give him so much of a pass on a lot of the shit he says. It's entertaining. Now, if you've been hiding under a rock, you know that Destiny 2 is out, and if you are a fan of Destiny 2, I'll have my review for you in 3 different flavors. My Destiny 2 review, that is just a review, straight review of the game, my Destiny review for Division players, and my angry review of Destiny 2 of what I think is wrong. So that's why I've been having a hard time getting any videos out, is because I've been hard at work trying to get 4 or 5 or 6, I got like 6 different videos trying to be it. So this video here is going to be a state of the game review for this week, and there's a lot of stuff to cover, and so I've been trying to hold back a lot of the videos that I may, because I am so damn angry over the Division, and they're spewing garbage all over the place, that they have, tried to cover up a lot of stuff that has been going on, that I just can't release a tirade video. And so honestly, how is the RPM glitch not fixed? No need to answer that, because I'm sure the fine people at Massive are working hard at getting that fixed through certification. I mean, it must be super difficult to get this fix in. Something like, a PC, just issue a build. It's been how long? What, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Has it been that long? Has it been 4 weeks? I don't think so. It's been like 2 weeks since the RPM glitch first reared its ugly head. And so that fix must have taken, so long. And getting something through the Xbox and PS4 certification process, I mean, that must be difficult. Just look at how hard it is for Take-Two to get their almost monthly updates pumped out for GTA Online. I mean, those things take forever. So, all right. So let's look at the state of the game. So first off, it was nice seeing Terry again. As many of you know, I used to work in the gaming industry. I no longer work in the gaming industry, sort of, but I haven't seen Terry since the 2001-ish, 2002-ish season when we worked at Midway Home Entertainment together. And to tell you the truth, he hasn't changed much. So Terry, if you're watching this, just know you haven't changed that much since I've last seen you, and you probably don't even remember me because I was in Los Angeles so much working on Legion Legend of Excalibur, but it is freakishly weird that he looks only slightly older than I remember him back in those days. So, anyways, the state of the game this week started off with nothing but sheer joy, because we got a nice introduction from a gentleman named Petter. I think it's Petter or Peter, one of the two. I don't really remember, but it was really great to see somebody, a fresh face. He did a great job, so kudos to you. We'd love to see more of you coming around here. But they did start off by mentioning that people are being banned for the RPM glitch, but it would appear that it isn't going to deter people, since the ban is only an X number of days. I think it's a 14-day ban. And with the aforementioned Destiny 2 coming out, I can't see a real downside to being given a reason to go play something else besides the Division. So kudos to Massive to forcing people to play something else. I mean, really, bravo. It takes real gall to get people out of your game and into another one, especially when people are leaving in droves. But it's okay, because people will come back. People will come back for 1.8. And I'll tell you why. Because what we're going to cover in this is going to possibly bring a lot of people back. Also, just so you guys know, Destiny 2 has had 0 impact on the Steam charts. As you know, I'm no stranger to the Steam charts. I look at them all the time. And for what it's worth, the Steam charts have not been impacted at all by Destiny 2's release. And for those playing the Division on PC, are diehard PC players. So until Destiny 2 comes to the PC, I doubt we'll see much of a drop. And I did love that 21 Kiloton took to the console even to produce a video for Destiny 2, because it's super hyped. It was a great podcast to listen to in my car car on the way to work because I tried to watch the first. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't watch the video. I had to listen to it because I just couldn't watch how it is. It must be what people thought my early Division videos looked like, because it was that, like, it would just look like you had 2 feet and you were playing with your feet with the controller. It's amazing. Anyway, let's get into the state of the game. So they went ahead and Terry and Keith were there from Red Storm and talking about the skirmish stuff. We'll get to that. So let's talk about the RPM glitch. They did say it's a more complicated fix and needs a client-side patch. The goal is to get it out as fast as possible, and the patch for PC will be pushed out as soon as it's ready. You're trying to fix an RPM glitch. You know, I don't understand what the difficulty is with it. I mean, it could be something that's super difficult, but, you know, and consoles take a bit longer. Nah, they don't. I mean, that's just excuses. So let's just move. The RPM ban wave, they have done a ban wave, and many users abusing the RPM glitch have been banned. I know, because I know people that are telling me that they've been banned so that they could go play Destiny 2. They didn't care. They just wanted to be banned so that they could be like, I got banned. Like, it's almost like a badge of courage or honor right now to get banned by Massive, because Massive has never really banned anybody. So people are now like, yay, I got banned. Woohoo! They actually did something that they said they were going to do, and so that's crazy. So the 1.8 PTS, there's no dates for that, so they were talking about that, but there's no dates for that, and also no dates for the global event assault. So pretty much they were just talking about stuff that's upcoming in 1.8, but there's no news about when that stuff's going to be released, or even when the global events, or actually should I say 1.7 will be released. So as you know, 1.7 was released, and then they took it away because the leaderboards. All of this because leaderboards, and nothing about mentioning anything about leaderboards or why they decided to do all this fuckery. I mean, it's just it's amazing to me that they gave us something and then they decided to just not do it anymore. I mean, who knows if we'll ever see another global event again. The leaderboards have just destroyed it. It's amazing. I mean, it is crazy to think that somebody there introduced the leaderboard that could totally bring down an entire patch. The 1.7 global events patch has been completely dismantled by leaderboards. It's amazing. I'm sure the RPM glitch might have something to do with it. They took, you know, the 2 people that were working on global events and moved them on over to the RPM glitch. I mean, it's crazy. I kid. It's not true. That's not true. There's probably 20 people still working on the Division, to be honest. If I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. There's probably like 20 people still working on the Division, and it's probably 20 people around the globe. So there you go. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Skirmish. The Skirmish is the pure 4v4 PvP without any NPC. So it's basically going to be like Destiny, Crucible. So 4v4 PvP without any NPCs, and the matches are going to last around 10 minutes. Fine-tuning are going to be done on the PTS, so we'll see what happens, because basically what it's going to be is 4 people throwing down flame turrets, shock turrets, and then finding whatever gun has the biggest RPM and using that. It's going to be very little people actually doing it, and they're just going to completely get wiped out by actual competitive teams, because there are people out there who love this stuff. This is actually really great. I'm going to talk about this really quick. This is going to be a great patch. 1.8 is going to be really great for Skirmish, for the people that wanted competitive play within the Division. And that's something that they took some lessons that they learned from Rainbow Six Siege from their competitive ranked play, and they moved it over to the Division. And I'm super happy about that, because you know, the stuff they did with Rainbow Six Siege actually revitalized it. It was dead, and then they revitalized it. They just clear. All right, and then Rainbow Six Siege was good. It was good to go. They completely revamped it. And so, you know, there's going to be some matchmaking system, sort of like Last Stand, that will be used for Skirmish, and those people will get absolutely destroyed by the actual people who are in groups, so that they can talk to each other. So you can join solo, or you can join as a group of 4, but let me just tell you, if you join solo, you're going to be destroyed. Last Stand normalization will also apply to Skirmish, so all of your stuff will be leveled up into the max range, and it will be min-maxed, and you'll be able to do all of that. So the loading screen is going to have it so that you guys can do your cool emotes and stuff like that. So you guys will have those people who are you know, premium content buyers doing all of their cool emotes while you just do your cheer. Yay. anyways, you can do the emotes on the loading screen, so at least you have, you know, one hotkey that you can do it. So the skirmish arena, less running, more gunning, that's what this says. The arenas are specifically built for fast in-your-face PvP. And let me just tell you, if you want to know and follow along, I always use the Reddit notes. So thank you to Joker for putting up the notes, because it's a lot easier to watch the state of the game and then go back through his notes. Dude, if you're not in some sort of project manager role, give me a call. I got a job for you. You're great at taking these notes, and I'm sure that you would be even greater at running some projects and stuff like that. So kudos to you for doing all these notes. So these are great. The arenas are specifically built for fast and in-your-face PvP. They're roughly the size of Bryant Park is what they were talking about. So you have, you know, a little bit of space to move around, but, you know, go to Bryant Park and take a look at it so that you can go ahead. The great thing is there will be no NPCs in the skirmish mode. It's just going to be pure 4v4 player deathmatch. That is it. There will be a scoring system, so when you have finished a player, the team gets a point. The teams will fight in a team deathmatch type mode until one team has reached 20 points. So you have to worry about that one player that is absolutely getting mowed down, or your support player, or whoever is the weakest player. Watch that player, because you need to protect that player. So when a player is down, you can be revived, similar to Last Stand. Downing and finishing and assisting and reviving and healing will give you XP, but downing a player, for example, gives you the extra XP you need, as I'm sure killing it will. So Last Stand ranking will become an overall PvP ranking, with skirmish being included under this umbrella, so they're just going to combine it all together. This means that playing both Last Stand and skirmish will increase your PvP rank until it gets capped at 99. Players can expect classified caches as well among the other rewards for increasing their overall PvP rank. So that's going to be included, so you'll be able to do that for the classified gear. So if you don't want to do the PvE, you can do the PvP stuff. So like he said, at the very beginning, he said, or Terry said, one of the two said, that, you know, they want to keep their PvP out of the PvE and PvE out of the PvP. It's impossible to do that. It's the same game, and they're trying to make two different games within it. And this is where the problems that have occurred in the past is that they have no idea how to make two different games. That's the problem. They don't have any clue as to how to make two different games in one game. And for honestly, Division should have been a straightforward PvE game, and they could have added on a PvP section or a PvP game mode in a separate game, not this game. Like, they could have had the Division, which would have been your 1 through 30, and you do some sort of, you know, last ranking and stuff like that. It would have been fine. But this is, you know, and then they could have released a separate game called the Division Dark Zone or something like that. But either way, let's get back to the state of the game. The gear optimization in 1.8 is going to be the next evolution of gear improvement. They're going to allow players to chase the perfect build by rolling best in slot statistics for every piece of gear available. You can already recalibrate your gear 2 times for classified, 1 for regular gear, but now you have another way to improve your gear, and that is, you know, in order to get the maxed out rolls that you experience from the normalized Last Stand. So you can optimize your weapons and your gear items, and as a result, in World Tier 5, they're going to be a gear range, so they're going to bump up the gear score to 286. And the gear score does not reflect the gear score of your items, but of their quality. So the higher the quality, the higher your gear score is going to be. So while you're going around seeing all these YouTubers say, hey, new gear score, it's not really a new gear score. The classified items are the new gear score. So that's going to be what you're doing. So you will have those options. This way you can also get a better understanding of your build and your power, and also a better understanding of the loot quality that you're getting. So the optimization station is what you're going to be going to, and you can find that at Camp Clinton, which is going to be the new social area. And the gear optimization station will utilize Division tech as the primary currency. So you'll probably see a lot more people farming the Dark Zone once again, like we did back in the early days of the Division, and getting that. So you can actually get Division tech in the Dark Zone from the various activities and in the new West Side Pier area. The DZ is going to be the best way. If you don't know, I do have maps and stuff like that showing you the best routes to run for all of that stuff. And so there's not going to be a new world tier. Many players have farmed their gear over the summer, and many still don't have that many, gear sets and classifieds and exotics. So this is the reason why they're not going to introduce a new world tier and push the reset button on the gear score. So with classified gear sets, they have already introduced new items to chase, and they want new ways to increase that. And with the way they're going with global events, it's actually going to be a long time before we actually see all of the classified gear in the loot pool. I mean, you will probably not see all this stuff leading up to 1.8. 1.8 is probably going to be at a point where you're going to see, some of the very last classified gear sets coming into play. And that is part of the problem. I mean, with the way they're going with global events, we won't see anything until sometime around 2018 or, day 2 in 2015 of whatever it is that they're doing. So 1.8 stamina adjustments that they're doing, the stamina and toughness adjustments are being once again retuned in 1.8 to allow players to push further in PvE content, but some of the new classified gear sets will also encourage you to invest in stamina. As you know, right now, stamina is a waste of resources and putting anything in it, so they want to try and encourage players to go back into the stamina zone and forget about, putting everything into firearms, because that's the way it is now. And honestly, you need to bring back the armor reroll or armor calibration or something like that, because right now there's just no reason to invest anything into stamina. There's zero reason to do that. So you need to work on that. Honestly, it's something that you need to work on. Anyways, let's move on to what everybody is here for. Update 1.8 for the Dark Zone, the new rogue mechanic, and the changes to the rogue system are nothing short of what everybody has already suggested 20,000 times since the beginning of the game, and Massive has finally got it through their heads. And I'm sure that somebody, sat in a boardroom and was like, I got an idea for 1.8. Let's go ahead and make a toggle system. Good. Get that guy a candy bar or a cookie or something like that. I'd love to figure out how he convinced somebody at Massive to actually make these changes, but there is now no friendly fire in the Dark Zone. There's no more accidental rogues. I'm sure that somebody will find a glitch to make that happen, but Rogue 2.0 will introduce a voluntary toggle for going rogue. This is going to piss off a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of angry people there, but this is what the people wanted. This is what we've wanted since day one, is a toggle, and they fought us through 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, and finally 1.8. 1.8 is going to introduce the one thing that we've been suggesting since the very beginning. I have no idea how stupid the people are at Massive. I honestly don't. But whoever it is looking through there, thank you for listening to the people and giving the people what they want. So next week's State of the Game is going to address further changes to the rogue system, so be sure to tune in next week. There's going to be no more Dark Zone brackets. Players are still on the same power level. They just get near and near to normalized power in toward the last stand. So they're not going to normalize gear in Dark Zone, so there's no need for new brackets. They're just going to keep going with those. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the State of the Game recap. We're going to go ahead and bring you some more NPR or whatever it is that you're listening to at this point. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't before. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the podcast, or whatever it is you're listening to right now and watching us as we show you some weird gameplay of something else. But thank you again for all of us here at the Gun Brothers Gaming. I'm Manny Carl, and we'll catch you next time. Agent out.